Welcome to an all-new episode of Tell You Later.
Sincere thanks to all those who support us on Patreon. See the full list at the end of the show. And there's always room for more.
Do not forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit like right now.
Hit it.
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to croon.
Ah, but there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops.
Hello, everyone. That's Katie Leigh. I'm Will Ryan. Collectively, we're the two of us. And this is Tell You Later. It's a show that we do. And we'd like to thank the Patreons for making this show possible.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. And for all of you just watching on YouTube, so hope that if you like it, subscribe and hit like and put your comments down below and any questions you might want us to answer so we can address in future episodes.
And consider helping out.
Yes.
Let's see.
Songs from you wanted to
This is from the Broadway show Mary. Just a love nest, cozy with charm, like a dove nest out on a farm, a veranda with some sort of clinging vine.
Aww.
Then a kitchen where the rambler roses twine.
Sounds so nice.
Then a small room, cozy and blue. Best of all room, dream room for two. Better than a palace with a gilded throne. Just a love nest you can call home.
Aww. That was lovely.
Isn't that a nice song?
Really lovely. I used to sing a song about birds in the nest.
Oh yeah, do you want to do it?
No, I can't play the ukulele.
Oh.
But it would when my children would in the morning. It's a good morning song.
The good morning
song. Would you like
song.
me to sing it for you?
Is it public domain?
I think so.
So we don't get in big trouble?
I think it is.
Okay, are they song police?
It goes like this. Way up in the sky, the little birds fly, while down in the nest, the little birds rest. With a wing on the left and a wing on the right, the little birds sleep all through the night. Shh, they're sleeping. The bright sun comes up, the dew falls away. Good morning, the little birds say.
That's it?
Yep.
Great.
That's
Would they always wake up with that? Would they? Now go to sleep.
Guess at what part?
I think I got it.
Yeah.
You sure Haydn didn't write that? He wrote the Surprise Symphony that does the similar kind of thing.
Isn't that fun? Yeah. Since I can't sound like you, I have to sound like Lucille Ball instead. Yeah.
No. You were.
Hey.
I think your pitch is better.
Hey,
than hers.
check it out. This is the last stitch.
Wow.
Can
Can you see it?
Can you see it? And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the smoother side of the scrubby. This is the rougher side of the scrubby.
It's not a scrubby, it's a scrubulator.
Scrubulator.
Personally made by Katie Leigh.
That's right. So I'm going to seal it off, and perhaps one of our patrons who gets free stuff might want one of these.
Oh, okay. We might have a drawing.
Can you draw this?
No. I meant we have a little.
We have a little ball
twirly thing,
spinny bingo thing. And somehow Will thinks we can pick a name of one of our patrons and give this away. I think we could.
That's
because
my
actually
thought.
These are really excellent. I don't want to make light of how really durable this is, and it cleans your dishes very nicely. We've already tested it, and you can wash it. So unlike a sponge, and it won't smell. So there's a little plug for the scrubulator. I need scissors, so I'll just finish this later. And now I will give you my full, undivided attention, sir.
I knew a dog without a nose, and he didn't smell.
Oh, hey, if your nose runs and your feet smell, what are you? Oh, thank
Upside
you,
down?
crew of what? Yeah, did I tell you that already?
No, but I read it in Mad Comic Book.
You did not.
Sure, it was like a little throwaway that Bill Elder put in Inner Sanctum, or Outer Sanctum.
I told you who told me that joke.
Who?
My father used to take
really?
us to, no, not my dad.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, now I'm confused. Someone handed me scissors and now I've gone crazy. My dad used to take us to a restaurant in Malibu called Alice's Restaurant.
Really?
And
no relation? It was named after the song, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, now I can't think. Harry Nilson was there. Harry Nilson.
Nilson.
Yes, Harry Nilson, who was a singer at the time, was at the restaurant, and I was probably about 14, and he was just sitting there hanging out, and he talked to me, and he told me that joke.
Wow, really?
And I never forgot, yeah.
Wow, oh, that's great.
Yeah, we did see Chevy Chase eating their brunch once as well. It was pretty, like, Malibu-y kind of stars. The thing is, if you don't live in Hollywood, it's maybe kind of good. Because when you live in L.A. and you go places, especially if they're kind of fancy places, you spend most of your time not really talking to the people you're with and just looking around to see who's coming in, right? A lot of times.
I don't usually eat at those places, but I did eat at a place once. I only ate there once. And for some reason, they sat me, and I was with Suzanne, this girl named Suzanne, and this is about 30 years ago. And we were here, and then over there by the window, were two people, and so facing me directly.
Why don't you look this way?
Oh, okay.
Look better. Pretend like
facing
you're at that
me,
window.
Okay. Facing me directly was someone named Raquel Welch.
Ooh.
And that was enjoyable.
Pretty fancy.
You'd think I would have gone back, but for some reason I didn't. But
you bump into people in LA.
Yeah,
it's just a way of life, which, you know what? Remember I said that I would tell you later the story of Susan Tolsky, who was in Here Come the Brides, who was an on-camera actress, who had a really funny voice. Do you remember? She was kind of big glass. She was, you know what? She was in the Ace Trucking Company.
Oh, really? No, from San Francisco, I think, right?
I don't think, I'm not sure if they were from, because Will,
tall guy?
Not you.
The taller guy?
Willard. Fred Willard was in the Ace Trucking Company.
Oh, yeah.
That was a comedy, like
troupe,
improv, sort of skit comedy that was on TV. Anyway, she was part of that group. And then a lot of comedy actors, improv actors, end up doing voiceovers. And she had this really cute, funny kind of voice. I think her character was Biddy on the Here Come the Brides. Anyway, she got cast as my mother, as Honker Muddlefoot's mother in Darkwing Duck. And so that was pretty fun to have her there, famous people. We were talking, and this is actually going to lead into another thing that Will wanted to talk about. But Susan...
Yeah, we actually have an idea of what to talk about.
We have an actual idea for this episode.
Not unlike the last episode, the previous episode.
Because they were both your ideas. Anyhow...
But they were organic. They came out of conversation.
Yeah. So she used to knit. She was a really good knitter, and she would knit. She'd bring her knitting needles to the set, but also she had some secret powers.
Really?
That she shared with us. Yes.
How secret are they? Do you just want to whisper them to me?
Well, apparently she used to help the police solve murders.
By knitting?
Not by knitting. No, that was a cover.
Oh.
Cover
she
up.
knitted a cover? If she didn't have enough time, she'd knit a coverlet.
Yeah. But, yeah, she had some sort of telepathic, mental telepathy. I don't know. Yeah.
And our tax dollars were paying for that?
I think so. I'm not sure. But I wasn't. I thought maybe I made this up. So
why don't we get Katie Lee's TV mom to
no.
Yes.
See if she can figure out all these murders. But I wasn't sure. I thought, because sometimes I wonder, am I dreaming these things that I think seem to be remembering? But I called.
I'm doing that now too.
Are
but
you?
We'll get to that later. Go ahead.
Tell me later.
Yes.
Okay. I called Jim Cummings, and who everybody knows Jim, voice of Winnie the Pooh, Tigger. Well,
Sterling Holloway is the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Well, okay, but right now he's the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
For Disney.
On the newer things, yes. And many other things, and he was Darkwing Duck. And I asked him,
I did Winnie the Pooh, you know.
You did too? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Jim did these, but you did them as well.
Yeah.
You were Tigger and all those characters. But he's also, I'm trying to think, no one else was Darkwing Duck. Jim's Darkwing Duck. And he worked on Dumbo Circus with us too. But the point is, I called him and said, do you remember anything about Susan working with the police, the LAPD? And he said, yes, I think I do. So I wasn't just making it up.
See, what's happening is...
We're getting old?
No, it's this
Yes,
locked...
we are.
Well, who isn't, as I say?
Right.
You know, but there's this thing called the lockdown that's currently happening.
How'd you get in here?
Not a lockup.
By the way, people have been asking if this is a green screen behind us.
Let's find out.
No. It's
No,
a real
but there is an
beautiful
earthquake
quilt.
going on right now.
It's a real quilt.
Yes.
Just in case you were wondering.
Yes.
Please.
Not a quilt for you Dickens fans.
But a quilt.
Quilt with a T at the end.
With a T at the end. Now I'm. Please, why don't you start? What were you saying?
I was starting to say that during this lockdown...
The lockdown.
Yes. I find myself remembering things that are incredible, that are amazing. There was a time when we would circulate amongst other peoples.
You're recalling those times.
Right, and some really interesting people, and or just people. People are interesting.
People.
But some famous people, and I'm remembering these things that were just like normal, and now they're astonishing.
Can you share anything in particular?
I don't know. Let's get to the main subject. The main subject of this episode is going to be, there was a time... That's close. There is a little fanfare that leads the townsfolk in a song.
Does the word fan come from fanfare?
No, it comes from fanatic.
Okay, so what does fanfare come from?
I don't know. I think it's unto itself. It's sui generis. You know, when you're calling the pigs.
I'm going to show you guys a little trick for those of you who crochet. If you crochet, you probably already know. But see, I have this leftover string here. So we want to hide it.
Why
This is like
would you
a
hide
YouTube
it?
tutorial.
Make it useful. Make a loop.
Do you want me to make a loop?
Yeah, then you can hang it. As Walter Brennan would say, hang it.
All right, so
you gotta
never
gift wrap
mind.
your garbage.
I was going to say, because this is sort of like two-sided, you see, because I folded it in half, you could go in the middle and you could hide it in the middle here.
It's two-sided? That's fair.
Yes, it is. That's what I always say. I've been a substitute teacher for like 20 years or something, 17 years. And I actually, believe it or not, have taught algebra. And I like algebra. And you know how I get my students' attention?
How?
When I'm teaching, I say, algebra is the F word. No. It's fair. What you do on one side, you must do on the other. Of the equal sign, right?
Oh, yeah.
So algebra is fair.
Wow.
All right, well, now I'm going to try to
Lady
make a
Justice, who has a mask over her eyes with no...
Yeah, she's
spaces?
a mathematician.
Evidently. Yeah, I never
now
thought
I
of
need
it
my
that way.
glasses because you've caused me grief. All right, so what were you going to talk about? May I refresh your memory?
There was a time when television would, for example, on CBS, they would pay a great musician to compose an opera, and then you get Jamal and the Night Visitors. I don't know if this was CBS or not, but
Jamal and the Night
one of the
Visitors.
networks.
What is that?
It's an opera that was written for television, and now it's in the literature. So one of the networks paid Rodgers and Hammerstein, who are big Broadway composers.
Is it Hammerstein
producers.
or Steen? Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Rodgers and Hammerstein.
I think it's Stein.
I don't know.
Stein.
Depends on how it's spelled, and I can't even tell you that.
Kugel, I say Pudgeon. Okay.
Okay.
All I had was enough to make it the teeniest little loop. I don't think this is going to work.
I'm guessing it's Hammerstein. Anyway, Oscar Hammerstein Jr. and Richard Rodgers wrote a musical for television called Cinderella, not to be confused with the Disney film or other versions of Cinderella. You know, the Sherman Brothers did a Cinderella, now that I think about it.
A different Cinderella?
Yeah, the Something in the Rose.
Well, anyway, yes.
I can't think of the name
and that Cinderella is the Cinderella of my childhood.
Really?
Yes, the Rodgers and Hammerstein's one. I love that. And it would come like, when we were kids, they would have special shows like certain times of the year, like Easter, they'd show The Wizard of Oz, or Cinderella would come on a certain time. Remember? They just, we get so excited because we didn't have, well, that was before there were VHSs, so you had to watch, or VHS is prior to DVD. Basically what we're saying is you couldn't record it, so we would be so excited when it would actually come on the air, right? So that was exciting because we could only see it when it aired. Yes.
Now, I only saw it twice. I saw the first production of it on television, and it starred someone named Julie Andrews.
Oh.
Who is still doing My Fair... No.
But that's not Roger Hammerstein's Cinderella.
Yes, it was.
No.
She was the first star of that. Yeah. And then they did it a year or two or three later, and videotape now is around, and they kept that. And so that was rerun forever.
And that was the best one.
Well... I saw the first one of that.
Warren, and I have a surprise for you because you brought this up, and I just so happen to have the video. This is what a videotape looks like for those of you who don't know. And my friend put her name on her stick. It was produced as Fox Video, CBS Fox, 1964, Columbia Broadcasting, Cinderella
CBS.
In hi-fi stereo.
Wow.
And it's mono compatible.
1964.
Yes.
Wow.
1964. So look at that. She was so beautiful. So I was telling Will, it was so funny because I was reminiscing about this probably 30 years ago with a friend of mine, maybe 20. And she said, I have the VHS. And I said, oh, can I have it? Because I love Cinderella. And so I had this in my trunk, and I go to an audition. I walk in the room, I sit down, I look over, and there's Leslie Ann Warren sitting there. And so, yeah, I fangirl too, guys, okay? And I just went, Cinderella! I was so, and if I had the brains, I might have run down to my car, because I said, I've got your VHS in my trunk. I don't know why I was carrying it in my trunk, but I was, and I just, she's very nice, you know, but I just couldn't help it. I was just verklempt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow. It was it's fun. It's really, you know, exciting to see people we grew up with and taught us how to sing. Now, I saw that the first time it aired.
10 minutes ago, I saw you. That's all I'm singing.
Ka-ching.
That's it. Okay, never mind.
All right. Could I see that for a second?
Yes, you may.
Because this
if
is...
you say please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Do you know who that is?
The Magic Orange.
The fairy godmother?
Well, I know she was also the Wicked... No. Yeah. Who is it?
She's probably third billed, or no, fourth billed.
Celeste Holm.
Yes.
Was she in a nun? Was she a nun in a movie?
Might have been.
Nun movies were very popular.
She did a lot of movies in Hollywood. She did a lot of things in Hollywood, but she also did a lot of things on Broadway. Celeste Holm. And I met her once at the most name-dropping party I've ever been to.
Was she one of TJ's Christmas parties?
Not one of our former agents' Christmas parties.
But that was pretty neat, actually. I'll have to talk about that. I want to tell you about that later.
Oh, okay. But this was a party. It was the 75th anniversary of the Oscars. Oh. And June Foray invited me to join her on that
Roger,
party.
Isn't one of them named Oscar? Oscar Hammerstein.
Yeah, Oscar Hammerstein. Right.
Is that what the Oscars
Let's see.
named
it's
after?
spelled
Oscar
E-I-N, so it's Hammerstein. Yeah.
So maybe that's who the Oscars were named after.
When two vowels go walking, the second does the talking.
No, the first one does the talking.
No, the second. If you're in Deutschland.
No. Well, I don't know. In America, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking.
Give me an example.
Okay. Leigh. That's my last name.
You would happen to have an example.
Okay. How about
Leigh?
How about let's say the word speak. Speak. Two vowels go walking. The first one says its name.
And it works with the word
speak. The first one says its name. That's what it is. When two vowels go walking, the first one says its name.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But, well, they don't say that in
I told you
Deutschland.
I was a school teacher.
Yes, you did tell me that.
So that's one of our little thingies.
Celeste Home.
So I didn't make a
I
loop.
went to a party.
Tucked it in.
But, let me tell you about this
Perfect
party.
now. Okay.
I'll tell you about the party in the next episode.
No, go ahead. Tell us about the party.
No. Because in this episode we're talking.
Cinderella.
We just have 1 minute left. Okay, so
what were you going to say about
I haven't seen
Cinderella?
it since it first broadcast. I saw the Julie Andrews one, and I saw this the first time.
You want to watch it
So
with
last
me
night,
later?
like at 1 in the morning,
Yeah.
well, actually, it's more like midnight. I saw off on the side Cinderella, and I thought, holy cow, that's the TV show. And I haven't seen it since it happened.
They used to do plays with cameras set up. It really wasn't like a TV show. It was a play that was filmed.
Yeah, a musical that was
filmed.
And so I'm watching it, and I thought, now I never met the star of the show, as you have.
Yeah,
but
wasn't
I'm watching
I
it,
lucky?
and there's as one of the stepsisters is
Pat Carroll.
Pat Carroll,
Who we both worked with in voiceover.
And I hung around with at the 10th anniversary party of Disney's Little Mermaid at Madison Square Garden.
Because you both were in the Little Mermaid
both in there.
together.
Yeah,
Will
yeah.
played the seahorse, and she was Ursula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a fun person, you know, and
You have to be a fun person to play an octopus. Let's face it.
That's one of Katie's rules, by the way. So we'll have a little.
Well, did they play? Can they come to our party? Well, did they play an octopus? Can you play the
That's
octopus?
one of Katie's rules. And maybe we can convince Vinnie J to do a little piece of music for that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So yeah. Okay. So
and who else?
And then I thought, wow, I can't believe I worked with her. And then I'm watching it, and then Celeste Home comes on as the fairy godmother,
and
I knew her. Yeah, and I had lunch with her one time too, and her new husband. And this is only about 10 years ago. Or maybe even 8. Back when the world existed, back when you could go to restaurants and bump into people. It's like I
can still bump into
them
you.
the night before
at a party.
If
that's what you really want, I could do that.
And we saw them at Kate Mantalini's. Remember that place on Wilshire? It doesn't exist anymore. And so we sat down and had lunch with them for a couple of hours. It was a lot of fun.
You said there were 3 people you knew in the show.
Yes, and I can't remember. I haven't, and I only saw like the first 20 minutes or first half of it.
Who was the other sister? Because Pat Carroll also worked on the Pound Puppies.
No fooling.
Yeah, I worked with her on that.
I don't know.
Let's see. We got to wrap it up here.
We do have to wrap it up.
Walter Pigeon, no.
No, that would have been great.
No Walter Pigeon.
From Forbidden Planet.
Why didn't they list all the Ginger Rogers?
Ginger Rogers, yes, of course. I'll tell you about how I kind of danced with her sometime.
Who was Ginger Rogers?
Ginger Rogers. She was the queen.
No, I mean...
She was the queen, and Walter Pigeon, of course, would be the king.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know
With that wonderful voice.
Wow.
Yeah, and Ginger Rogers.
What a dancer.
Wow.
Well, she's the Fred Astaire's.
And terrific singer. Shona does a great impression of Ginger Rogers, by the way.
Really? Shona, who plays my sister Jules on Adventures in Odyssey.
Yes.
What do they say? Fred Astaire was a great dancer, but Ginger Rogers had to do everything he did backwards and in high heels.
They say that, but the fact is that Fred came up with all those dances, and Fred he had to be able to play. Yeah, he had to teach her everything. So,
she still had to do it. Right, whatever. Okay.
They worked.
So it was like algebra.
He was a better dancer. He was a better dancer.
It was fair.
She was a better singer, arguably. But they were a great team. I know. You shouldn't try to pretend that one was better than the other, but that they were just a great team.
Because remember, there is no I in team, and there is no U in team.
Right.
They were a team.
And there's no W in team.
And there's no S.
There's no Z. We could share this kind of wisdom forever, but it's time to go.
You can figure it out. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like, subscribe, be a patron. See you later. And we'll tell you later.
Tell You Later is a Patreon-driven entertainment show. So what are you waiting for? Come on over, join us at patreon.com/Tell You Later.
I thought I had it someplace around here. I don't know. I mean, I had it. We told everybody that they're gonna get in the drawing, right? And now, I don't know. I'm trying to find it, okay? Don't tell Will.